Today we're talking about one of the most unsettling scandals in European history. Not because it involved magic or poison, but because of how close it came to the heart of absolute power. This is the story of the Affair of the Poisons, a years-long investigation in late 17th century France that uncovered a network of poisoners, fortune-tellers, midwives, and alleged occult practitioners, and implicated members of the aristocracy, including people close to the king himself. And as always, we're going to walk through this carefully. What's documented, what's alleged, what came from testimony under torture, and where historians urge caution. By the late 1600s, France was ruled by Louis the XIV, the Sun King. His authority was absolute. His image was carefully managed, and his court at Versailles was designed to do more than house the nobility. It was meant to control them. Nobles lived under constant observation. Favor determined everything. A single misstep could mean exile from court, which was essentially social and political death. Marriage wasn't about love. It was about survival, alliances, and inheritance. And in that environment, people looked for control wherever they could find it. Poison was uniquely frightening in this period. It didn't require strength. It didn't require weapons. And it rarely left obvious evidence. Medical knowledge was limited. Sudden deaths were common. Autopsies were rare. Many illnesses looked the same, so poison could hide in plain sight. By the 1670s, rumors were circulating in Paris that poison was everywhere. In wine, in medicine, in perfume, even in cosmetics. Whether that was true or exaggerated, the fear itself was real. Paris had a large shadow economy of people working outside official institutions: midwives, fortune-tellers, healers, alchemists. These people offered services the church and the state prohibited or failed to provide. Contraception, abortions, love charms, remedies for unhappy marriages. Some also sold poisons. One of the most infamous figures to emerge from this world was Catherine Monvoisin, better known as La Voisin. She wasn't operating in secrecy the way we imagine. She was known. She had clients. She was part of a larger informal network. And according to testimony, her services went far beyond fortune-telling. The fear of the poisons didn't begin with La Voisin or the nobility. It began with the arrests in 1679 for poison-related crimes. As suspects were interrogated, they began naming other people. Those names led to more arrests. And very quickly, the scale of the problem appeared much larger than anyone expected. In response, Louis the XIV authorized a special court, the Chambre Ardente, also known as the Chamber Ardente or Burning Chamber. Its purpose was to investigate and prosecute crimes involving poison, witchcraft, and related practices. And this is where things start to get complicated. The problem is with the evidence. Many of the most shocking allegations in this case came from testimony under torture. People under extreme pain say almost anything to make it stop. This doesn't mean everything they said was false, but it does mean we have to treat those claims cautiously. Some confessions were detailed and consistent. Others were vague and contradictory. Separating fact from fear became increasingly difficult. Lavoisier was accused of selling poisons, arranging abortions, providing love potions, and allegedly organizing occult rituals, including so-called black masses. The descriptions of these rituals are graphic, but they come almost entirely from tortured testimony. There is no physical evidence confirming that these rituals took place as described. What we can say with confidence is that Lavoisier operated a profitable business catering to desperation, and that some of her clients sought harmful solutions. The affair became truly dangerous when accusations began to reach members of the aristocracy, and then whispers began involving Madame de Montespan, the king's longtime mistress and mother of several of his children. According to testimony, she may have sought love potions to maintain the king's affection. But let's be clear here. There's no direct evidence that Madame de Montespan poisoned anyone. She was never tried. She was never formally charged. But in a court built on image and authority, the implication alone was enough to cause panic. If people believed the king could be influenced through poisons or rituals, then his legitimacy was at risk. By 1682, Louis XIV abruptly shut the investigation down. The Chambre ardente was dissolved, records were sealed, some accused were executed, others were imprisoned for life without trial. This wasn't because the truth had been fully uncovered. No, it was because the truth, or even the appearance of the truth, had become politically dangerous. The investigation had climbed too high. How many victims were there? This is one of the hardest questions to answer. Some sources suggest dozens of poisonings, others suggest hundreds. The numbers vary widely. Depending on how much weight you give to confessions under torture. But what we do know is poison was being sold, people were seeking it out, and deaths occurred under suspicious circumstances. Beyond that, the exact scale remains uncertain. What the affair of the poisons really shows us is the story isn't just about the poison. It was about power, fear, and control. It shows us what happens when institutions rely on secrecy. Justice is influenced by politics, and truth becomes negotiable. Louis XIV didn't end the affair because it was resolved. No, he ended it because it threatened the stability of his rule. The affair of the poisons is disturbing not because it involves occult rumors or sensational allegations, but because it shows how systems protect themselves. Some people were punished, some people were silenced, and some names were never spoken out loud. And that leaves us with questions history can't fulfill the answer to. Not because the answers don't exist, but because someone decided they shouldn't be known. Thank you for listening to the tale of the affair of the poisons, something that a lot of people don't know in history. And I hope you had fun with this one as much as I enjoyed research. Thank you.